So let us now discuss about the third important component, that is the cystic duct. The neck of the gallbladder is continued as the cystic duct. The length is about 3 to 4 centimeter and the breadth is about 2 millimeter. The interior of the cystic duct, there is some valve-like structure spirally arranged, that is known as Hester's valve of Hester. This actually makes the duct of the cystic duct lumen patent. Now come to the relation of the cystic duct from before backwards. The relation is the cystic duct, the cystic artery and then the cystic vein. So altogether these three structures, cystic duct, artery and vein, they are known as the pedicles of gallbladder. Now the third important point is about the Calop's triangle. This can come as a short note also individually, very important. So what is the boundary of the Calop's triangle? I have drawn the magnified view of this part actually. So above is the inferior border of the liver drawn with yellow color. Below and laterally we will find the cystic duct, this part. This is the cystic duct and medially it is the common hepatic duct. So you see this is the triangle and this is known as the Calop's triangle. What is the content of the Calop's triangle? It is mostly the cystic artery with its variable disposition. Cystic artery, you know, it is generally a branch of this right hepatic artery, and it, I have already mentioned before, it gives superficial and deep branch to supply the inferior aspect and superior aspect of gallbladder respectively. Besides, you can find some fibrofatty tissue, you can find some Calop's lymph node also, one isolated lymph node also you can find. Importance of this Calop's triangle is, it's very important for the surgeons. We have to identify this Calop's triangle while removing the gallbladder. Why? Because we have to ligate this cystic artery while removing the gallbladder. So identification is very important, and for that we need to know the boundaries. The fourth important component is of the extrahepatic biliary apparatus is common bile duct. Dimension, the length is about 7.5 centimeter and the breadth is about 6 millimeter. Now how is this common bile duct formed? It is formed by the union of this common hepatic duct and cystic duct 3 centimeter below the porta hepatis. What is its course? It is running downwards, backwards and slightly to the left within the right free margin of lesser omentum, which is forming the anterior boundary of the epiploic foramen. So this is the bile duct or common bile duct. And after that, what it does, it reaches the posterior aspect of the first part of duodenum. This yellow colored C-shaped structure is the duodenum. So it reaches, this is the first part, it reaches the posterior aspect of first part of duodenum and it generally lodges in a groove behind the head of the pancreas. Sometimes it is embedded within the substance of the pancreas also. Okay, and then what it does, it then enters the posteromedial wall of the second part of duodenum. So this vertical part is the second part. It is entering into the posteromedial wall of the second part of the duodenum. Then what happens? It comes in close relation with another important duct, that is main pancreatic duct, with orange color I have drawn. So these two ducts, the main pancreatic duct and the common bile duct, they are piercing the posteromedial wall of the second part of duodenum separately, and within its musculature it unites and it forms a dilatation that is known as, after union it forms a dilatation. It is known as the ampulla of Vater. It is known as ampulla of Vater. Actually it opens on the summit of major duodenal papilla which is situated about 8 to 10 centimeter distal to the pylorus. Each and every word is very important, and you have to remember every little details about this course and formation of this common bile duct. Next is relations. Now it has got certain parts. This common bile duct has got certain parts. First is the supraduodenal part, that means the part of the CBD or the common bile duct above the first part of duodenum. Then it has got a retroduodenal part, that is the part which is behind the first part of duodenum. Next it has got a infraduodenal part, that is below the first part of duodenum. And next is the intraduodenal part, that is the part within the second part of duodenum. The length of this second part is, the intraduodenal part is about 2 centimeter, and this ampulla is about 5 millimeter. And if you see the interior of the second part of duodenum, you will see that there is a presence of a longitudinal fold which is actually extending upwards from this major duodenal papilla. So this is very important, this part you have to remember. And next is a little bit about the sphincter of Oddi. So actually this ampulla of water, this dilated part, this is the preampullary part of CBD, that is common bile duct. Here you will find one sphincter which is a strong sphincter, and this is known as the sphincter Polydocus or sphincter of Boyden, strongest amongst all the sphincters. Next, the preampullary part of this main pancreatic duct is surrounded by sphincter pancreaticus, and this preampullary part of this union of this CBD and pancreatic duct, that is this part, it is surrounded by the sphincter of Oddi proper. So all these three things together, they are forming these sphincters. And this is all.